Hi YouTube, this is Tom. I know that I said in one of my previous videos that we weren't going to be talking about earthquakes for a while, but I again have a pressing need to talk a little bit more about earthquakes. Today is Saturday, April, I think it's the 17th. 17th, it'll be the 18th here pretty soon. So we're getting towards the end of April already. Today there was a 6.3 earthquake near Laos, Papua New Guinea, and there's plenty of 6.3s out there. It happens quite often, but I don't know. I just feel like you know continually. Us human beings have been shown signs of what's to come. Um, I know that the China earthquake now, I think we're up to 1,400 deaths. I think it's funny. I don't think it's funny, but I just think it's interesting that I was looking at some of the, well, we all know that China's government's corrupt. I was looking at their latest building codes, and they said that in those provinces, the president or whatever over there said that they all need to be upgraded. Every building needs to be upgraded to withstand a 6.9 earthquake or lower, or a 7.0 earthquake or lower, something like that. And since this earthquake was a 6.9 and it fell on that scale, there's some discrepancy as to what it was, even though USGS showed it as a 6.9, even though the Chinese government said it was 7.1. Because if it was a 7.1, that means that the government was yet again in the clear, and it was strong enough that it would knock down any building for any enforcement code rather than the government not doing their jobs like they have been not doing their jobs. And yeah, now a lot of people are dead, so the government's kind of blaming it back on the people, the earth, however you want to call it, because it was a strong earthquake, and it was a strong one, but I just think it's interesting. Um, I don't know, God has a way of showing the corruption within a government, because obviously USGS is not going to have some discrepancy a week, 2 weeks down the road of what magnitude it was, although it was 6.9. They just love to show it that otherwise, which leads into my next topic, the corruption of our government within the United States and what we are being told news-wise. I've been seeing on the news a lot, all this earthquake activity is normal and it's not, this and that it's, completely normal, and it's just, the amount of earthquakes is the same as last year and the years in the past. They've just been hitting more urbanized areas. But what they fail to show is that if you continue the graph for the rest of the year, and which it will be, and not only more earthquakes will show up, the earthquakes are going to be growing in increase and exponentially in frequency and intensity. So we could end up this year with, instead of on average 1 to 1.5 magnitude, 8 to 9 point whatever earthquakes, we could end up with 4 or 5 of them at least this year, which would not be normal at all. And I think 7 to 7.9s, I think we have about like 15 a year, and we could at least have 30 or 40 of those this year, which would be a 400% increase of what it would be past years, and so on and so forth, with the 4 to 4.9s, 5 to 5.9s, 6 to 6.9s, and whatnot on the Richter scale. But they're still probably going to manipulate it into some reason why it, again, is all still normal. Um, but I just think it's interesting what's going on. Um, and I'm sure other people recognize this too. Once again, the United States government at it again with their corruption and their lies and their